Everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my YouTube Live. If you watch me through from with YouTube, make sure that you've subscribed down below. And if you're watching me through my Facebook page, make sure that you like and follow my page. So welcome to Tuesday. Tuesday's my Technique Tuesday. This is where I come to you and hopefully I show you a new technique or remind you of another technique that maybe you've forgotten about in the past. This is probably one of my favorite ones that I love to do. And this is one that basically I've done something similar. I did something with punches, but yeah, I'm really enjoying doing it. So if you are watching this live and you don't like it when I talk with different people, just make sure that what you do is you can watch it on the replay and then you can scoot on by there. Hello, Pam and Judy. There you go. Thank you, Pam. And hello, Lena and Lorraine and Laura. Oh, my goodness. And Dolores. So today what we're going to do is I'm going back to this golden greenery. I don't know. It really sings to me, and it's still available. It's an online exclusive. And so it's really kind of nice when those ones are still available, and it's a really good Christmas type card. I always try to do a technique. I was actually going to use the sketch butterflies again. And I looked back and I saw, geez, I do a lot of techniques with the sketched butterflies. So I need to really get away from that. So this is partial die cutting with an inset border technique. Now, I know that's a long sort of title, but there's a lot of different partial die cutting, and I want to show you some of that other different die cutting. I remember I did it probably right near the beginning of the series, and I don't know if I actually did it as part of a series, part of the series or not. I didn't go back in and look. However, this one is a little bit different. I know I've done partial embossing, that sort of stuff. Hello, Margaret. Okay, so like I say, we're going to be using the golden greenery, and I'm using actually this particular die from it. I know you probably saw me use it the other day with that box that I did, the triangle box. But this is really kind of nice because I can turn around and I can use this for this, and you're going to really see how it works. Now, I have to use my cut and emboss machine. I've got to use my big one, and I'm just trying to get this right. And honestly, it could go flying. Something could go flying off of here like it did when I tried it out. But you know what? I'll try to do the best that I can. So, but this is one way to extend the use of your dies. So what you want to do is I want to come in with this piece here, and this happens to be Mossy Meadow. And I want to go in and I want to mark it on the halfway mark. So this is by 5 inches, maybe 5 1/4 inches. So roughly the halfway mark is 2 and let's see, if I go 2 1/2 and 3 inch, that should be enough. 2 1/2, 2 3/4 is the halfway mark. 2 1/2 and 3. Yeah, that should work. Might be a little short, but we'll work with it with that. Okay, so I'm just actually going to go mark this at the 2 1/2 inch mark. I'm doing it in pencil, and I'm also going to mark, no, I think I'm going to do it at 2 1/4 and 3 1/4. So I'm just going to mark this also. And maybe I should put my glasses on. Oh, Rita, you're not on a replay. You are on here live. So 2 1/4 and 3 1/4. And then what I want to do is I want to go across there, and I want to do a very light pencil line. And we're going to do another light pencil line here across here. And what I want to do, and this is actually quite a big space, but I think that'll be good. It'll give us a little bit more room to do stuff. Now, is that about right? Half? 2 1/4 there. Oh, and only 2 there. Okay. So let's go 2 1/4 there. That should be enough. I'm just going to go 2 1/4 here. My math today is not very good. Couldn't even get my mouth working properly at a meeting today. It's the way I am. So there we go. So, and I want to go in and erase that, because if I don't erase that, we're going to have issues erasing it afterwards. Okay. There we go. I really want to use this particular eraser. I wanted to use my other one, and I have no idea where that one went to. Huh. All right. Well, no worries. We'll just carry on. Okay. Now, the big thing with this is what we want to do is we want to take this die, and we want to put this die up here. And what I'm going to do is then I'm going to take my Post-it note tape, and I tend to have this. Hello, Leslie. I tend to have this. I put it onto my jeans so that I can. I'm going to just come across here, and right where that pencil line is, I want to go and put that Post-it note tape. Now, the key is we are partial die cutting this. This takes a little bit of concentration. I strongly suggest that what you do is you do have some fairly flat plates here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to come in like this. Now I want to also put this, maybe I'm going to tape this down onto here. And then what I want to do is I want to come in with a plate. Now this, I've got a brand new plate. And the reason I did that is I thought, well, it's going to make it easier and flatter. Now I want to line this up right onto that line right there. So what I'm going to do is line that up there. And then I'm going to start pushing this through with my die cut machine. And this is when it's going to go flying once it goes off of here. I'm just going to try to hold it. Now you're going to get that clunk. So let's just go back. And I want to make sure that I've got that cut. So let's pull that off. And is it cut right down to the thing? It looks like it is. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this off to the side and show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to leave that tape on my die cut. And then I'm going to turn around and line that tape up again onto this other line here. Just like this. And then we're going to go do exactly the same thing that we did before. And sometimes it works if you put it through the same way all the time, because then it gets your head around it. Because a lot of times, sometimes if you can't figure out which way that you're doing this, is you could cut this part off in here. And what I want to do is not have that part cut. All right. So again, I've got this like this. I'm going to slide this part in like this, line it up with that, right with that die cut there. And we're going to get that so it starts going through. And then we're going to just bring this through. Now, again, like I say, this is probably going to go flying. I'm going to try to hold it so it doesn't go flying. There we go. And now what we want to do is we want to check to make sure that whoops, oops, that's okay. Didn't want that to happen on there, but it'll still work. All right. So let's see if, did that cut through? Yes, it did. All right. So then I just want to take this tape off, and I'm just going to remove this die. Remove this, and we're going to remove all of this die here. So we're going to be okay with not having that on there. So then I'm just going to come in here. We don't want that in the way. So I'm just going to actually just move that off of there. And you'll see why this doesn't matter that I've done this ahead of time. I'm actually going to take that extra part off of there as well. And then this is where the magic's going to start. All right, so we've kind of got it going where we've got the die. You see how it's partially cutting out there. Now, one thing that doesn't get used, and a lot of people have said to me, I'm bringing in just a self-healing mat. And I am going to come in with a metal ruler. And then I'm coming in with my take your pick tool, the one with the X-Acto knife. Hello, Lila. And we're going to come in, and I'm going to go right along that line that we had. And I'm going to come and cut down to this part of the die. So you just want to cut that down to there. See, that part's just going to come off. We're going to cut right along here as well. And cut this part right here as well. So all those parts that were on the middle there, we're just cutting out. The machine did the cutting on there, but we're just going to cut these extra parts out. And these are parts where it would have been, you would have seen through anyways. Okay, so there. Just poke this part out. And we may have to just go in a bit more with the X-Acto knife. I'm always a little nervous, my X-Acto knife. I'm just going to cut that. So you can see now where we're going with this. And I'm just going to actually just go in and just do a little bit of trimming there. I've used my X-Acto knife quite a bit, so it's a little dull. But see how we've got that part there. And then we're going to go in and we're going to do the same on this one. So like I say, those lines are really, really going to help. Do I have any questions here? Hello, Karen. Ooh, hurricanes in Florida. Oh, dear. All right, so this part's just going to come up. Just get that part cut. There we go. Part's just coming off. That's a part there. And now we're just going to come in and get this part down here. Now this is probably the hardest part of it. So you could go with less intricate die. You could go with a more open die. You can do this with a die that's like, say, the shape of a circle. You could do a partial cut that way too. But see how that one's just going to come off. And then, of course, we just have to take these two little bits out. Just like that. I'm not the best with my, like I say, with my X-Acto knife. I remember when we used to do all of our stuff with the X-Acto knife, right? There we go. And then we'll just take that one out. And then I'm just going to come in, just going to remove that. And maybe put the lid on this X-Acto knife. Anyways, here we've got this like this. I'm just going to go clean that up just a tiny little bit. It would also help if I had better snips. All right, so there's our partial die cutting. And these pieces here, we could have actually, we could cut those parts off if we don't like those being down on there. But I honestly think they're okay. All right, so you see how the partial die cutting. So it's just like that. So then I thought I'd use some of that Golden Greenery Designer Series paper. And this is the part that goes, it could go, we could do it like this. and put this on here, but I thought this part would be kind of nice because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in just a second. Now, this looks like it's a little coarse there. So I'm just going to come in with my bone folder. Now we say this, hello, Connie. And we're just going to take this with our bone folder and just run that along there. And what that does is it just gets it so that that's, there we go. So then this is just going to go onto here like this. Now, I know that looks really kind of deadly. It kind of looks whatever. So what I thought was I could come along and watch this. And this just sort of brings it to life. I'll cut this part off, but see how I can just put that behind there. And that just gives some of the gold behind there. And then we can do the same with the other piece as well. But now, because I've got it on here, I can turn around and do a sentiment on there. So I'm going to show you a couple things that we could do on there. From our Peaceful Season dies, you know, remember I had that Christmas yesterday. You could go in there and you could put that Christmas right on there. So you could have that go across there like that. So see how it could go like that. Now, when I cut those parts out, I cut out a negative. So the negative, whoops, that's, well, it's a little too big. But the negative could go right across there. So see how now it's starting to be where you could change up an awful lot. What I thought I'd do, because I haven't used it yet, is I think with this Christmas, let's go ahead and put the Christmas on. Let's see, is that going to fit on there? Ooh, it may not fit. It might be too big. Let's see. Ooh, that's a little small. So we're going to have to do something else. Let's see. All the best we could do. I'm trying to think what other ones I have. What other Christmas ones do we have? I really thought that would fit. Just bear with me. I'm just going to look through. Oh, you know what? Let's do one from the Reindeer Fun. I think this is one of the most versatile sets. And I think this one here, you thought the negative looked great. The negative does look okay. What do you think? Should I put the negative on there? We could do that. Like I say, I could go ahead and put this Christmas on there as well. That one fits better. What do you think? Hi, Kay. You like the negative? Okay, well, let's go with the negative. I do want to trim it down just a bit because it is a little bit over. So let me just take my trimmer and I'm just going to trim it down just a bit. All right, so not by much. Ooh, a little worried about taking that trimmer on there. Okay. All right. Nope. That's why I was a little worried about that. Let's go there. There we go. And just come in here. Might have just wrecked that, you guys. And you know what? I think I'm just going to leave that rest on there. All right. Then let's go ahead and let's see, is that about the right size? Well, this size is, I don't want the green poking out on either side of it because I haven't got it. Oh, thank you. Negative is good. Christmas is your choice. So that's 4 7/8, 4 7/8. Okay, this is going to be 4. I'm just going to take this down just by a tad. And a tiny bit there as well. Okay, well, we've got some saying Christmas. We've got some saying the negative. What do we want? Christmas is there. And the negative. The negative is just a little too big, you guys. I'll use that in something else. So you know what? I'm going to come in with just the Christmas. And that's not disrespectful of anybody that suggested the negative. It's just a little too wide. And I think it's going to do something to the look of it. And I'm just going to take this off. This happens to have the adhesive sheets on the back. Okay, let's come in. Just kind of just put that down there. Don't press it down too hard. It's sticking. Okay, let's just get that part off. I can see I used an old adhesive sheet on the back of this. Oh dear. Like I say, it's just one of those days, right? There we go. Just going to have to play with this, that's all. And another thing that we could have done was use our foam adhesive sheets, and that could have popped up this Christmas. Okay, let's see. See how you have to really start playing a bit with it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. It's great to do it. Okay. So this needs to move over just a bit. Same with this. I think it would have looked better if it was on dimensionals, but that's okay because I'm going to put this part on a dimensional with a dimensional. So we've got some look on here. Now this will be showing on my blog a week today. And we're going to do this. And then we're going to come in with our mini dimensionals and put some on the backs of these. Let's see. Just wherever. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay, let's get this on here now. This is pretty too, the gold foil on this. Really nice that you have the foil on either side. This piece happens to be 4 by 5 1/4. This is very vanilla. It's a regular card base. Oh, you know, have you seen the clearance rack refresh? I know here in North America, there is this is not the thick anymore because we don't have the thick. We have, thank you, Cindy. We have the just the regular, but on the clearance rack there was very vanilla thick, which is pretty cool. All right, so I'm actually going to do this the opposite way than what that went. But see how that can go right in there? Or is that too much gold? Maybe just a little bit of gold. You know, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to regret it. But I think it's just a bit too much gold. There, that's better. And I could use this on something else or not. I think we could put that. There we go. And we'll just put some behind there. That's better, right? It was just a little bit too much gold. All right, so let me just go and put this down. Pretty simple card, or it looks like a simple card. The actual partial die cutting takes a little bit. Like I say, I could have done, oh dear, that's not very straight, you guys. I don't like that like that. There we go. If you play too much with it, sometimes things happen, right? It is easier to place on there once you've got it on the foam sheets. So I'm just going to put those like that. And then this one is just going to go with the dimensionals there. But just a different sort of idea of what to do with partial die cutting. Now, partial die cutting, there's lots of different ways we can do it. So I'll probably go in and show a few other ways of doing it. You just need a certain die to do certain ones. I've been sitting on this one for a while, and then I forgot all about this stamp set. So yeah. And if there's a technique that you'd like to see done, I would love to help. All right, so let's just go there. Oh, thanks. Okay, so here we go. It's just going to go on there. All right, then it would be nice to have maybe some ribbon on it. I'm not sure. I don't like how that Christmas is. Oh, well, we're just going to leave it like that. Maybe we'll cover it up. So we do have this. This is that wild wheat. It's a wild wheat bordered ribbon, and it does have gold in it. And, you know, it doesn't look too bad on there. Or we have this ribbon. I don't like how this one ties. So let's just go in and do a bow on this particular one, and we'll see. Oh, thanks, Lorraine. It's different. It looks to me like maybe it needs some more color. But, you know, it's just a gold and green card. So, but it shows you the technique. Originally, I was thinking of using this one, and I think it would have been way, way, way too. Oh, Mary should have been on there too, but that's okay. Let's just go with that. See how that wild wheat, a little tiny bit of wild wheat goes a long ways, and I think this works okay with this bow. So I'm just going to actually put 2 glue dots on there. And we'll use that negative on something. Got a couple of them here. I actually, for one of my cards, thank you, for one of my cards for my card club for next month, it's using the Christmas and the negatives. So that's kind of cool. All right. And yesterday I used these gold dots from the Blooming Curls, and I'm pretty sure they're still current. I don't know why they'd be in there if they weren't. But stranger things have happened. All right, so we're just going to go ahead, let's go here and just put a couple there. So we have that like that. And then we've got to finish the inside. So on the inside, I could have just gone with some of this. Why don't we do that? That one's kind of cut off though. Let's just go and put this on the inside, and then I'll just trim that off. Thanks, Judy. So remember to subscribe to my newsletter, and you can get a part of the 12 weeks of Christmas, which start next week. But you also have to confirm that, because if you don't confirm your to my newsletter, which I've noticed a few that I do see on here, that they haven't confirmed it, so you will not get newsletters from me from there. And for the 12 weeks of Christmas, you have to be on there to get it. Now, I haven't trimmed that off yet, but there, it's kind of a different sort of card, but it does work with the partial die cutting. So that's the partial die cutting right there with the inset border technique. So see, we've got a border in there. So that works. Where do you confirm? Kate, do you get my newsletters already? What'll happen is it'll say, are you sure you want to subscribe to this this newsletter? And at that point, you have to go to your email and confirm it. Do you get my newsletters, Kate? Because if you get my newsletters, you won't have to worry about it. It'll give you an error anyway. So there. So just there. You don't get my newsletters. Okay. So just go in there. You're just going to put your email address. You're going to say what country you live in. And then you just, and then it'll say confirm my email. And you just go into your email and confirm it. And then it'll show. If you subscribe and it's not done, what I'll do is I'll reach out to you, Kay. I know how to catch you on Messenger, right? But anyways, okay. So there you go. There is. Just make sure that you do that. Just make sure that you subscribe. All right, you guys, if you like that, give me the thumbs up. Share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that. Don't forget that I do have the 12 weeks of Christmas coming, and I would love for you to be on that email list. You've seen, if you watch my YouTube, you'll see quite a few of my projects that are on there, and some of them you may not see. I may not have a video for, but I am really excited about the ones that I've shown so far. The one I did yesterday, I just absolutely, that one, I don't know, that one came together. That one came together okay. Awesome. Thanks so much. Remember, if you live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. And tomorrow, Wednesday, it's Mystery Wednesday, because I have 3 classes tomorrow morning, afternoon, and evening. I will not be doing my mystery challenge. I won't be doing it on the last Wednesday of the month just because of the classes. I don't want to stress out and then say I'm going to go live and then I'm not live. So I will see you on Thursday, 4:15 Pacific time with Now What series. All right, you guys, have a great day. Remember to create, because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.